Hello, in this video we will see how to do or how to find slopes, landforms or intervisibility from given contours. Now whenever you have topographical map or any other contour map, you can extract contours. So this is just example I have given here. Then this line is known as cross section line. Now most of the time if it is exam perspective, this line will be given to you. Now what you have to do is simply just find out the values given here. So in this example the values are 100 meter, 120, 440, 160 and so on for the other diagram also. And the contour interval is given 20 meter. That means each contour line will be having 20 meter interval. So if you don't know the value which is not mentioned here, you can simply identify from the previous or next contour number it is given. So for example here it is 100, 120, so next will be 140, 160, 180 and so on, because the contour interval is mentioned 20 meter as per this particular map. So when you are finding slope or landform, it is very simple to identify. You can do this exercise for very much, like for accuracy you can perform this on graph paper. Right now we are doing this on a plain paper and with help of only the pencil and the measurement scale. So what you have to need to do is simply draw the line which is connecting to this cross section end points. For example here is one. Now this is the second one. We have to draw both ends, like, so it will be easy for the drawing. Okay, so I have just drawn one. So this is how you have to make the line. Now the scale would be you can decide or what is given here. So as of now here it is given 100 meters. So I'll be starting from this point 1 centimeter. This again you can decide 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter would be your interval on the y-axis. So this will be the y-axis and this will be the x-axis. Now on this we'll be marking 1 centimeter interval. Okay, now this is 100 meter, 200 meter, 300. You can mention meter over here, otherwise simply give the label to this axis. Okay, now I need to correct here because this is actually the 20 meter interval. I have mentioned 100 as an interval, not 100 as an interval. Here it is 120. So I would mention again 100, 120, 140, 160, 180 and 200. Now as our highest number is 160, so 200 would be fine. And then I will be writing here elevation in meter and x-axis will be slope or landform. Okay, now what we have to do is see the intersection point of each contour which is crossing by or crossing on these lines. So this is the cross section line, these are the contour lines. So the first contour, the intersection point is here. So this line is 100 meter. So take a scale and find the 100 meter point. This is the 100 meter. This would be our first point. Now second is 120. Now this is the cross section point 120 because this is the contour which is passing through this line and this is the cross. So you can simply mark the cross section points like this on this line, so it would be easy for you to identify which are the points we have to refer Okay, so this is I have marked here. Now see, this is the cross section line, and this is now 120, because this line is 120. So just make a dotted line. Okay, so now next will be 140. Here you don't have to take care of measurement. Here you just have to see which is the crossing line. That's it. You don't have to worry about what is the interval, what is the scale, none at all. Here only think about the cross section points and the reference number which we have to refer. If you don't need to draw dotted line, that is also fine. You can simply go like this. Now there is one contour which is not crossed the line, so no problem, we will leave that because that is not on our cross section line. So simply we will do it. Now this is 140, 140, so I can mark only point. It is up to you. You can mark lines, or otherwise you can just mark point. These lines are not mandatory. So this is for understanding purpose, to know how to take points. Otherwise, final diagram it is not necessary. Now for the second contour, now this is the gap between. Okay, so there is nothing which is crossing on these lines, so leave that space. Now this is again another crossing, and this is of 120. So we will just mark one more point at 120. You don't have to bother about whether contour number is repeating twice, thrice, because it may possible that one contour can cross twice, thrice, or maybe many times on the cross section line, because it is a continuous line which follows the equal elevation. So do not worry about that. Do not think about that, why such contour, or why we have to like once or twice. You can take as many times it is crossing. So just follow the simple steps. So first was 120. I have to go a little bit down here. Okay, the 120. This was 120. This is 140. This is 160. This is again the one. Now this is 120, 140, 160. So this is already we have done. Okay, 140, 120, 140, 160. Now it is 180. As I told you, the contour line which are parallel, they follow the equal interval. The interval is given here is 20 meter. So next line, whether it is not mentioned, you can find out. So now, okay. Now next, I'll just finish it up now. Again, this is of 160. So you can take the measurement from here also. If you are not getting it, you can simply mark the point and finish the line. This is of 140. Now next is 120 again. Okay, from there is the slant line which is drawn by me, so I'll just erase this. And now this is the last line. So now this is 120. Okay, now you got the points. Simply join these points with the freehand drawing. So 100, only the end points. So this point is 120, so it would become down 120, then again this. Okay, now you can finish this. So this is the landform which we can see, or the slope. You can find out slope and landform both from this diagram. If you want, you can simply color this. Generally landform or slopes can be shown in the brown color, or you can simply make just lines. Okay. So we have done this landform. Now you can see there is a flat land over here. So this can be a plateau land or the tableland. This is very gentle slope, and this is the peak of the small mountain. It is not the huge mountain because height is very less, 100 to 180. So this is a small mountain or the plateau. Okay. Now we have to go for the intervisibility. See, now intervisibility is nothing. It is just to find what is visible from a certain point, and point can be decided in the for the purpose of analysis. You can decide. So this would be helpful in the survey or the field survey, and to develop so many visibility application. Like if you want to go for defense point to find out, if you want to know about the tourism places, the where is the sunrise, sunset. So what can be the maximum scene or the scenery can be visible as per your wish. You can develop the application. So here, suppose example is I am placing point X. Here is my point Y, and here is my point Z. Okay, now this we have to find intervisibility. We just have to see the intersection point of this X, and the same point you just have to locate on the this landform. Now this is X. Okay, now second is Y. Again this point I have marked here, Y, and now this Z is here, so Z. Okay, now I can see X, Y, Z. Now I want to see whether X, Y or Z are visible or no. So suppose X is here, so you just have to mark the dotted line from Y to Z. Okay, so this is the line. Okay, now so the visibility can be from both the direction or maybe from one direction. So now suppose I am standing at X and I want to check whether Y and Z is visible. As you can see, if I am standing here, my eyesight would be here, or this is suppose the eyesight. So I can see Y and I can see Z. If I say if I am standing at Z and I would like to see towards Y or X, now Y is visible, X is depend on the height of like the person whether it is visible or no, or you can simply mark the another line from X to Y. So like this. Okay. It is one or less same, X to Y or X Y to X. So as per this is example, the Y is from the intervisibility between point Y and XZ is there, X to Y is also there, or there is a so how you will write the intervisibility between there is a intervisibility between point y to z. Yes. Or you can frame the sentence. And suppose my another point, suppose for just for example, I suppose I have one point over here as w, and I would like to see whether x is visible, y is visible. So you just mark dotted line to the any point which you would like to know. You can draw anyway. As per the diagram, as you can see, the y to x, the landform is coming in between. So this is the barrier for my vision, or it is not visible. So there is no intervisibility between any point from w to y or w to z, w to x. This is how you have to mention. So this is the type of exercise where you can find the slope, landform, or the intervisibility. Okay, so for finding the slope, this is enough, and once you know the slope or landform, and the point will be given to you, so you can find out intervisibility. I hope this will help you to understand. If any query, let me know. Thank you so much.